be kind to your allies and destroy your enemies. This was a very common thinking. And unfortunately, the scribes and the Pharisees and the religious rulers at the time had fallen into the thinking of their culture as well. As I mentioned previously, the Jews had many different enemies, whether it was the oppressors that were over the top of them, or whether people that they made enemies by social prejudices. But within this, it is not even given in the Old Testament. In other words, if you were looking at this, would you say, wait a second, you have heard that it was said, you shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy. Is it found for us to hate our enemies in the Old Testament? It is actually not. It says in Exodus chapter 12, verse 49, there shall be one law for the native and for the stranger who sojourns among you. In fact, if you look at the Old Testament, there was many laws about protecting and providing and helping those who were poor and needy and the foreigners. For example, the people who had farms and vineyards, they were instructed in the law to leave the last little bit on during their harvest season so that the poor, the widows, and the orphans, and then the foreigners could come in and glean and be taken care of. So in fact, this idea of hating your enemy, this was not in the Old Testament. This was, in fact, a twisting